The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the January 21st, what is today? Today is a terrific Thursday edition of today's a wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it out to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger stand, and you should be, then every and any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So a sea of green out there. Dow's up 438, S&P 69, NASDAQ 329, Russell 38, 419 for the transports, 266 for the semis, 276 for the NASDAQ composite. Gold's up $90, silver's down 93 cents, lights recruit up 19 pennies, natural gas up 76 cents. That's a 20% move. 30-year Treasury up 12 ticks, print out 114.20. Lead the charts, the upside dollar-wise, you got Teledyne Technologies up $48. Monolithic Power Systems 44. For Isaac up 44. Mercado Libre 42. KLA Corp up 25. Equinix 24. Micron is up 24 to the downside. Applovian down $20. That's a 4% move. Wingstop down 4% or $11. Aero Environment down 4%, $11. McKesson is off nearly 11 as well, and TransDigm down 11 also. Let's begin our day by taking a look at that New York Stock Exchange, that advanced client oscillator. It is above the zero threshold level. As long as it closes above that today, that tells us that buyers are the ones that are in control. We're always in control. That spot VIX index, it is trading below, it's trading above its 50-day expense moving average, but its one-day rate of change right now is minus 12%. Anything below minus 10% will trigger an initiation to higher price. Do I have that set of charts out here? Check, see if I still have that. I may. If I do, we'll put it up. If I don't, we won't. No, we don't have that chart. So you're just going to have to believe. Oh, wait, here it is. Take that back. Here's the chart we're looking for. So on this chart here, I've notated the green arrows tell you spot VIX index changes, one-day rate of change below minus 10%. Blue arrows are the ones that are above plus 10%. And you can see all of these typically lead to new all-time highs. So those of you at day's end, watch what that spot VIX one-day rate of changes. If it is below minus 10%, I'd say try to chase this market to the short side, the S&P 500. That could be a very brutal thing to do. And if we take a look at the Qs and NASDAQ out here, we haven't really talked about that, but I did see one of those charts up here that I might as well point out to you. You know that I share this with you from time to time. And how does the NASDAQ, or really the QQQs, make a bottom? How does it do it? Exactly the opposite of everything that Tom ever taught us. It just simply works for the Qs. The Qs make bottoms with volume. And you can go back and find all kinds of high volume bottoms that are not tested out there. But the more important thing right now is when we take a look at these one-day rates of change below minus 10%, they've all ended up leading to new all-time highs. So Just be careful when you take just, well, first, you got to accomplish that at day's end. But yesterday's volume inside the Qs, I've kind of used the 75.5 million level out there. And every time we've done that, we've made some kind of a bottom. Now, it doesn't mean it's the bottom out here. But when you go ahead and you put that combined with a one-day rate of change below minus 10%, it says careful out there. If we go take a look at what's going on with regard to the equal-weighted ETFs, let's take a look at what's going on in the S&P 500 via it is the RSP. We are moving higher with volume. Let's take a look at that volume. Right now, the TD9 count top out here occurred on January 15th, and that had volume of 20 million shares. We have not traded for 2 hours yet, and we are at 6 million shares. So we're at about basically an 18 million share a day, 19 million shares. So we're pushing into that swing point with volume. Right now, we are just trading with inside its profile. That's the daily profile for RSP. If price is able to remain above its green oscillator and change line, that means close above at 198.18. We ought to get up to the 198.92 level. And if we are pushing to that swing point with volume, that means we close above 198.75. We'll get all the way up to its size at 200.11. If we look at the equal weighted chart for the weekly time frame, it's likely going to go ahead and form bar number 9 of a TD9 count pattern this week. It'll complete that pattern next week. On a monthly basis, we're in bar number 9. That suggests that you could get a top between this month and the next two. I would say what this is telling us is we're not going to get any kind of a top out here on the weekly time frame until we get to the bar following bar number 9. That means by next Friday. That's what's going on with the RSP. Let's see what's going on with regard to the intraday charts here for the ES Mini. If we take a look at that daily time frame, it just simply started out there. That's going to be in our upper left-hand corner out there. As soon as these charts populate, we are trading below profile support. We've been below it now for 1 day. Today could be, well, really two. In any event, the resistance level is going to be 69.26 out there. As we are approaching that resistance area, we also have some other resistance and a TD9 count top that is going to go ahead and confirm in 3 minutes. It'll complete in 18 minutes, and that's the 15-minute time frame chart. So we'll pay attention to that. The other resistance levels that we see out here to note and pay attention to today, you've got 69.12 on the 5-hour chart. The 5-hour chart has a TD9 count bottom pattern. You close above 69.12, that says 69.97 is in the cards. The 4-hour time frame chart has a TD9 count and wave 7 bottom. It is trading above profile resistance at 68.97. It wants to go target its TD9 count breakdown level 68.1650. You close above that, that is a bullish signal for that time frame. In the case of the 2-hour time frame chart, a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, price testing profile resistance up at the 69.04 level. It's called 69.05. We close above that, we're off to the races to the upside. 60-minute time frame chart, 30-minute time frame chart, trading above profile resistance. The 10-minute chart had a TD9 count top. It lasted for how long? 10 minutes. Yep, that's it. Lasted, really probably didn't even last for 7 minutes out there. Negated that signal, so not too comfortable with regard to the 15-minute ES Mini TD9 count top out there. Let's see if we get the NQ charts up on our screen here before we go to break. See if that will populate. If not, I'll go ahead and review that when we do come back from this break out there, because I knew you'd normally get a text, or not text, but an email asking me to review the intraday charts for the NQ. But right now, you've got the NQ that just remains inside its daily profile, found support at the bottom of it at 25.011. You're trading above profile resistance right now on the 5-hour chart, a close above 25.439 at 2 p.m. That will be a very positive thing. The next resistance level on the 4-hour time frame chart, which has a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, is 25.536 out there. Same 15-minute TD9 count system so we've got synergy on the 15-minute charts out there. That says that we ought to get at least a short-term pullback. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got some synergy here on that 15-minute set of charts. You got the ESNQ Dow lower left Russell in the right-hand side. The Russell is a bar ahead of the other 3. It already completed its TD9 count bottom. In another 12 minutes, we will complete those TD9 count tops for the ESNQ and the Dow. So let's take each one step by step. What ought to take place, first of all, is at this stage here, let's assume that the high has been put in. So the levels that you're watching to the upside are 69.0875 on the ES. You close above that, negates that signal, says we continue to head higher. Assuming we don't take out the last 15-minute bar, it's high on the NQs 25,494.25. Again, the same routine, close above that, you're off to new highs. Now the ES Mini 15-minute time frame chart formed a new profile below price. That's a very bullish message. Let me restate that. The ES Mini formed a new profile in its 15-minute time frame below price. That's a very bullish message. Okay, if we take a look at the Dow Equity Future contract, it just formed a new profile. Price is trading with inside it. Now, this is interesting. It's a fairly wide profile, quite frankly, for a 15-minute chart. You've got support down at 48,740. Now, the only way that comes into play is if the Dow Equity Future contract begins trading below its 15-minute oscillator and change line. The current price on that is at 48,967. So use that as a general area to be observing. Price right now may be targeting its oscillator and change line. In fact, each of them should target their oscillator and change lines. If I didn't give it to you on the ES, it's at 68.77-ish, 48.968 on the Dow Equity Future contract, 25.335 for the NQ, and 26.88 for the Russell. Now, for the Russell 2000, so for the Dow, by the way, a close above 49,205 on a 15-minute basis negates that TD9 count top, says we head higher. In the case of the Russell 2000, a close above a 27.0190 negates that signal and says that we head to higher ground. But what should unfold, what typically unfolds, is price starts to pull back towards its oscillator and change line. So I take a snapshot of these charts out there for your intraday trader if you are short, and certainly watch those TD9 count tops out there for the 15-minute time frame. All right, so Steve is going to go ahead and close these charts down, and then we're going to go ahead and start on the requests that have come in. And the first one that came in is from Steve, Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den. If you give me a moment, we'll get back there. It's going to be the RSP charts that show up on our screen, I believe, and we're not going to take a look at that. We've already done that. Let's look at QBTS out here. So let's get that up on our screen. This has seemed to have worked out the last couple of days pretty well. That's utilizing both systems. Now, in the case of QBTS, Steve-O, price is pulling back into its buy zone. And the buy zone is between 23.78 and 26.49 out there. If price were to close below the 23.78 for 2 consecutive closes, you'll get a daily profile change in trend and suggest lower price. Lower price to where? Well, since the weekly time frame chart, which has a Rhodes momentum indicator top and is trading with inside its profile, is trading below its green oscillator and change line, you try saying that. That would suggest we might get lower price. 21.37 would be its target. That would be the bottom of its profile. On a monthly time frame, price is testing the top of that profile, and that's currently priced at the price point of 26.26. We are trading just below that, but it really matters at month end. But as long as we remain below that area and we start taking the daily to weekly time frame, kind of use that piece of information, Steve-O, to assist you with what the market is, what QBTS is telling us. But right now, it's telling us it's just moving back into a buy zone. It's got volume today of about 14 million shares already. If I go against a swing point that it's going into, that would be the swing point from December 15th. That had 29 million shares. So we're pushing lower with volume then. But the question is, can it bust out that daily support? So keep your eyes glued to 25.78. To close below that, 21.37 is a likely outcome. So if that information was helpful to you, you also want to take a look at MAIA. MAIA. So let's get that up on our screen out here. See what that is trading at, or where it's trading. Oh, it's trading, looks like at, nope, not new all-time highs or anything, but certainly it's got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. We're well above that. It's also triggered a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. That requires a bearish reversal candle to confirm the Rhodes momentum indicator top. The weekly is in bar number 8, but it's above all resistance. The monthly is telling you and I that MAIA is not missing in action. It wants to go ahead up to $2.80. So the only thing to get in your way of the 280 is going to be a bearish reversal candle on a daily time frame, or a potential weekly TD9 count top. But based on the way the daily's trading, the monthly's trading, the weekly's trading, it looks to me like it's not a TD9 count top till maybe next week or the week after. So I hope that gave you the information you were looking on MAIA. Those charts look very nice out there. Let's go take a BBAI. This for ELO inside the Tiger's Den. See what this puppy is doing. BBAI trading out at about $5.62. It's trading ELO with inside its daily profile. And that says it's going to go target support at 558. Now, there's a swing point that formed back on December 31st. Obviously, lighter volume, you would think, on December 31st at 34 million shares. So far today, we're down with 40 million shares. So I don't care how you slice it and dice it. If you do close anywhere below 554, you're going to go down and test 530 out there. The weekly time frame chart suggests trouble. Why? Because price remains below its daily profile at 607. It's kind of been a sideways to downward price trajectory out there. If we look at the monthly time frame chart, its ultimate level of support, more from an intraday standpoint, I would say, would be the 534 level out there. So you got 530. If 558 fails, then the next level of support is going to be around 534. My apology, folks. Completely get rid of that hack. But I am trying to burn it off. It's just, where's the sun? I need to get that chest out there. In any event, let's go take a look at Nordic American Tankers. This one's for Dan inside the den, NAT. Let's go see what this is doing here. Nordic American Tankers trading out at $4 and a penny. It's trading. It's got a TD9 count top, Dan. That should take price back to its oscillator and change line. Presently printing out at 394. If price closes below the daily oscillator and change line, odds would favor a move back to profile support. This is a profile that just formed yesterday. Support at 382. The sell zone between 405 and 414. Since we're trading below 405, increases those odds of a move to 394. You lose that, 382. And I would say more likely than not, 382 is a likely outcome. If you look at the weekly time frame chart, the weekly says, why would that be the case, Steve-O? I negated my TD9 count top last week, and it most certainly did. A bearish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top. I still think it's the daily that's driving things, not necessarily the weekly. And we take a look at the monthly time frame chart. We are in bar number 8 of a TD9 count. That says you could make a top between this month and the next two. Since we just dealt with a 2-month decline and its stock chart looks pretty bullish, I think that we are headed higher out there than that TD9 count top on a monthly basis, and we probably would come back to that next month or the following month. So in the short term, Nordic American tankers auto retrace to 394. You get below that, 382 is a number. It gets below 382, there's something else going on inside of Nordic American tankers. That was for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. We'll get the chart set up here for TEAM, and we're going to get on the team of SAT-P and see if we can figure out if there's a few shares that maybe he can add to his portfolio. What we do see out here in the daily time frame, though, a negated TD9 count bottom pattern. We come back from this break, we'll finish looking at team. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, I'm going to try to do my best not to start coughing into this microphone here. I think I figured out what's going on. I've got wood floors in a lot of parts of the house, and to a certain extent, they really need to be refinished. But to refinish them, it's a gigantic task. Those of you who have wood floors, you know that. Everything you got to move and sand and then everything else that goes on. So I decided to try out this new process. Well, it's a new process to me. This is a company, Palm Beach Quick Dry. And they've actually got this machine that they're able to put on these wood floors and really pull out the dirt without having to resand them down. And I'm telling you, it's really cool. What I realized is that whatever it is they're spraying though on the floor and then picking it up, that's what the odor is what's coming through my door here, and I think that's what's dealing with the cough out there. So it was a real hacking event during the breakout there. So that's when I kind of figured it out. In any event, I'll do my best not to cough inside the microphone. That cannot sound good on your end. We're going to get a look at a ticker symbol TEAM team for SAT-P would like to buy a few shares. SAT, we're going to sit you on the sidelines on this one. And the reason is we take a look at the monthly time frame. It's really telling us the entire picture here. First, this is formed a confirmed an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. It does that back in July 2025, June of 2025 out there. And now price is trading below its TD9 count bottom pattern. It's also trading below the TD9 count breakout level at 128.02. The 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern gets us down to about $90.84. I don't see any kind of a bottom signal on the weekly time frame. So the monthly most certainly kicking in there. The daily time frame, as we talked about, as we were just simply going to the break there, was price negated a TD9 count pattern. Having moved lower for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive sessions out there, yeah, you get a couple-day rally, maybe. I'd say you get a couple-day rally if it's able to close above yesterday's high out there. And we're trading above that right now, just above it. Yesterday's high was 121.21 out there. So no few shares that I see here in TEAM SAT. Let's go see if the next one, IBIT, has a better trade setup for us. IBIT. She is trading out at $50.63. Well, that doesn't look good. The daily time frame is trading below the bottom of its profile that formed 2 days ago. That's at 51.06. So if we close below 51.06 today, we're going to get a daily profile change in trend. That suggests lower price. Let's see where lower price might be. The weekly time frame chart found last week rallied right up into its oscillator and change line. It's red and it turned down. Not a good scene. So price may be pulling back to its buy zone, which is really between 48.61 and I think where we're trading right now, 48.61 and 50.54. 50.54, we're trading right now at 50.60 out there. So I'd say if we start getting below 50.54 SAT, this is going to take us down towards a 47.36, 48.61 area. But what I do not see is a reason to take any kind of a long position on the daily time frame. Yeah, I just don't see it. So sorry about that, Seth, but keep firing away, and we'll keep putting your charts up and looking to see if we've got some kind of bottoming signals for you. Dan would like to take a look at LGO, which is a vanadium miner. So let's go see what LGO is up to, or what their shareholders are up to. You got LGO trading out at $1.43. Likely, Dan, to negate a TD9 count topping pattern today. It'll accomplish that task with a close above 138. We're at 143. You also close above 138. That puts you above profile resistance as well as green oscillator and change line. That increases the odds of a further rally. In fact, this is a TD9 count top that would be negated within 3 days. Strong upward momentum move. That strong upward momentum move, Dan, should take you to the 159 area. 159 happens to be the top of the weekly profile. If price can clear through the 159 area, we can get a move up to 228. 228 is the TD9 count breakdown level for the monthly time frame chart, which is more likely than not going to go ahead and form a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom for that time frame. So the daily bottom with the TD9 count out there. The monthly is going to bottom with a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. The daily right now taking out that TD9 count top for its daily time frame. It'll accomplish that task with a close above $1.38 today. Dan, I hope that gave the information you were looking for on LGO. Fletch would like to take the UPS. That is, I believe, the last request that I've got. Yeah, it is all. I don't think it's formaldehyde. I'm hoping that's not what they put in there, Z. No, it's not from Lumber Liquidators. No. Sorry about that. But there is something in that water, I can tell you that. So we take a look at UPS. What UPS has is a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Now, in order to negate that signal, and it may do that, it just simply needs to close above the high from the trading day of January the 15th, and that number is 108.99. And now, if we close above 108.99, doesn't mean there's not resistance, because there is. It's called the top of its profile, and that would be at 109.67. The monthly chart says as long as price remains above the daily green oscillator and change on 108.09, we ought to get to 109.67 because it does not have any resistance, and it does not have any kind of topping pattern. If it's got an A to B equals CD, it looks like it's got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. We don't really even need to go there. The monthly chart for UPS, a beautiful TD9 count bottom, prices inside its profile. Now, what UPS is doing on a monthly basis, it has attained the level where a counter trend move would come to an end if that's all this is, 109.80. We've been up to a high so far of 109.67. That's close enough for Stevie's work. Now, if the monthly starts trading above and can close above 109.80, then we ought to see a move in UPS up to 136.99. So the daily, trading with inside profile, but above its green oscillator and change line, likely to go tackle that Rhodes momentum indicator top. Assuming that it can get above that, it'll tackle 109.67. If it can clear that, then we're on our way up to the 136.99 level, and that was on UPS. So, Fletch, I hope that gave you the information that you were looking for there. And as always, thank you for your request. But check on email system here. But my phone, like many of yours, perhaps updated last night. And I went ahead and said, yeah, go ahead and just give me put the new screens up there. I probably shouldn't have done that just before we went to a show out there, but Stevie did. I don't see any other requests at this stage here, so let's do something else. What's that something else? Oh, let's do this here. Let's go take a look at the semiconductor index. Muy importante. In fact, let's look at all the daily cash indices out there. Now, the semiconductors are taking on a TD9 count top. They need a close above the close from 4 days ago. I'll give you that number here momentarily. We are trading above it right now. It being 79.9812. 79.9812. If we close above that, we negate the semiconductor TD9 count top. We'll be trading above its green oscillator and change line. That says we head to higher ground out there. And can a U.S. stock market top without the semiconductors? Actually, it can, just for a few days out there. But you negate this daily TD9 count top on the stocks. Danger, Will Robinson. We come back to this break. We'll tell you the other level to watch, which is really the Russell 2000. It may do the same thing. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstadt's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstadt releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Quick update on those 15-minute TD9 count tops out there for the daily equity future contracts. Well, for the 15-minute time frame, that is. ES Mini getting back to test support. 68.69 is the number. The low so far that we've seen is 68.69 and a quarter. So support has been hit in the ES Mini. The NQ is testing the oscillator and change line. If it can close below that, 25.274 is the number. The Dow Equity Future contract is testing its oscillator and change line at 48.988. To close below that, 48.740 is the number. The Russell 2000 is trading below its oscillator and change line right now at 26.87. It's got profile support at 26.74. So that's what's going on with those 15-minute time frame charts. Let's go back to the daily cash index charts out there. Let me give you 3 instruments to be paying attention to, whether that's today, tomorrow, or the next day. Today, it's the SOX for sure. 79.9812. We took a look at that. That's the lower left. You close above that, you negate a TD9 count top. The Russell 2000, 26.9220. You close above that, you negate its TD9 count top. The Dow Jones Transports, 18,405.46. You close above that, you negate its TD9 count top. Now, the New York Stock Exchange was rallied right up into its green oscillator and change line at 22.711. If price closes above that, it'll go tackle its TD9 count top. To negate that signal, you need to see a close above 22.878.67 out there. Sorry about that. So those are the numbers to watch for those cash indices. Those are the ones with the TD9 count tops out there. Let's go take a look at VGZ for Sharky inside the Tiger's Den. If you give me a moment, we'll get over there. Here we go. So we got Vista Gold. She's traded out at $2.38, trading above the top of its daily profile, trading above its green oscillator and change line, and trading into a daily swing point. That swing point has volume. That's from the trading day of December 12th, 3.4 million shares. We're up already with 773,000 shares. That's a lighter volume day. That's about a 2 million share day. Now, if you were to close below 229, we're at 230 right now. If you close below 229, that would be a test and rejection of a swing point on lighter volume. You can't bust them up. you try to bust them down. Bust them down, the first level would be the oscillator and change line, not that much further down, 219. Below that, you'd look at 208, the top of its profile. Below that, 188 to 195. The weekly time frame chart shows a sideways consolidation with inside its bullish structured profile. It's suggesting to move to 246 out there. If you close inside that swing point on a daily basis, that means above 229, even if it's with light volume, just the chart setups are suggesting a further rally, and 246 would be the likely target. On a monthly basis, Sharky, you've got a TD9 count top that is in place out there. That would be negated, and that should be targeted. That would be negated with a close above the high from October in 2025. That number is 246. You close above 246, you're really off to the races when we take a look at VGZ. So I hope that gave you the information that you were looking for. And thanks so much for the request. I have no other requests that I know of. Let me just check the email real quickly here. Yep, we got one here from Roger. Roger, thanks for writing in. Would we take a look at ANET and ARM? We most certainly will. So ANET is what we'll get up on our screen here next. Saved by the Bell, by Roger's Bell from Boulder, Colorado. So ANET, come on, baby, populate. Trading out at about 127.86, what it looks like. Yeah, 127.99. So ANET is a TD9 count daily top, trading with inside its daily profile. That's between the range of 126.28, 133.87. Nothing to suggest that it's going to get out of the sideways consolidation. We are towards the bottom. What you'd really like to see if you were going to try to buy some shares or something, you'd love to see price test the high from January 12th at 124.46. Do it with less than 8.7 million shares. Close back inside the profile at 126.28. That would be a nice setup, but that may only get you to 133.87. Weekly time frame chart, Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price found resistance at the green oscillator and change line. That's what's capping price at this stage here. Price then finds support last week at the bottom of its TD9 count, at the bottom of its profile, 119.56 out there. So this is really trading between 119.56 and 136.70-ish out there. That's your range. Monthly time frame, Rhodes momentum indicator top. Find support at its profile, the top of the profile, 121.45. That's fairly bullish out there. The issue that ANET has, and the only reason why it's not rallying, Roger, is because price is below that monthly oscillator and change line. Well, it's below it on the weekly as well. 133.64 is that number. So just a sideways-ish consolidation, daily, weekly. Monthly's waiting for the daily and the weekly to get its act together. Roger, you also want to take a look at ARM Holdings out there. Let's go see what we can find out is going on inside the ARM Holdings chart. ARM is trading out at about the price point of 113.73, has a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern that formed about 5 days ago. Nice bullish hammer candle. Price trading with inside its profile. That's got support at 103.61, resistance up at 117.97. The weekly time frame negated a TD9 count bottom pattern last week. Prices rallied up into the level where a counter trend rally would come to an end. That's at 115.55. So watch that number. If price can close above that, that would be a bullish signal. You still have resistance at 117.97. If you can get above 117.97, you're off to the 122.73, the top of the weekly profile. And just slightly above that is its oscillator and change line, 124.07. That's the number you really need to get above. The monthly time frame chart for ARM Holdings really not providing us with a ton of information other than right now, last month, price closed inside its hammer swing point from April of 2025, had volume of 119 million shares. We closed inside it with 91 million shares. This month, we have volume so far, more than halfway through the month, of 80 million. That's, again, going into 119. But we are trading, if we can close above that swing high, we're not trading above right now, 114.83. If we can close above that, you'll have rejected that, the high of that swing point, with lighter volume. And that would then say we move higher. So the daily looks good. The weekly, not so good. The number that you're really watching, 115.55, followed by 117.97. Those are the numbers to be watching for ARM Holdings. Roger, thanks so much for taking the time to write in. Much appreciated. I don't see anything else inside the Tiger's Den. Let's see. Somebody posted something maybe about Oracle. Was it Oracle? Who was it? No, Nitram, ADTN. Where the heck did I get Oracle? ADTN. Stevie's got Oracle on his mind. Maybe that means I should go down the street to Nobu tonight. All right? Larry Ellison, that says he purchased a really nice property, a hotel property down the street. In any event, ADTN. Nitram ADTN is trading above the top of its daily profile, green oscillator and change line. I don't see any topping pattern, no reason for it not to rally further. Weekly is going to likely form bar number 8 this week. You could get a top between this week and the next two. I'd say it's not this week. Price last week closed above the top of its profile. It's green oscillator and change line. Trade above it again this week, likely to rally further. Monthly time frame chart for ADTN, trading with inside a bullish structured profile. Since we are above the center at 853, this should rally further. So everything on ADTN is saying it should rally further. I hope that's good news for you, Nitram. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We come back from this break here. Let's finish looking at Delta Airlines, DAL, and that is for the freeze. Be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the charts for Delta Airlines here. The daily chart is suggesting lower prices. Price has been below the bottom of its bullish structured profile for what now today may be the second day in a row. 68.97 is the number to watch there. So that's saying lower price. At the same time, the weekly is saying higher price. The weekly has a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern that ought to get us up towards the 83, 82 level. So I would think that if price is going to push lower, it's going to push down towards the bottom of the weekly profile at 63.81. Nothing wrong with the monthly time frame chart out there. That is Delta Airlines. Sharky wants to look at Harmony Gold. HMY is a ticker symbol. Let's get its charts up on the screen out there. Harmony right now trading out at 22.81. Harmony is got no topping pattern at all. Trade above profile resistance, oscillator and change on watch to rally further. The weekly says careful. We're going to complete a TD9 count top this week. I'm sorry, we will confirm a TD9 count top this week. We will complete that pattern next week out there. Finally, the monthly chart, if we get a close above the high from back in October, that high is at 22.25, will negate its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Lastly, we'll take a look at Boeing. BA is a ticker symbol. This is for Yvonne. Boeing right now, she's trading out at $249.03 on a daily time frame. It'll trigger bar number 8 of a TD9 count. You are likely to get at least a short-term top between today and Friday. The weekly time frame chart is in bar number 8 of a TD9 count. That says that you should get a TD9 count top between this week and the next 2. And the monthly chart, not to make this hard or anything, Yvonne, but the monthly chart needs a close above 242.69, and we're 248.82 to negate a monthly TD9 count top. Now, price is trading into a swing point that has 120 million shares. So far for the month, we're at 105, so you're starting to push that swing point with volume. So this is looking good, even though the daily and the weekly are giving us maybe a caution signal out there. The monthly is saying longer term, Delta wants higher price. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll be back with you tomorrow on Terrific Thursday. In the meantime, please have a wonderful Wednesday. Take care and be safe out there.